Stanite Radio.
Welcome to the Counter Revolution. Bro, been waiting on me, bro. Hey, you were late. I was late too, though. We started.
Nice. I'm looking at my phone still.
We started and Rocky pulled his phone out and just started texting.
Yeah, at least I didn't start walking around the room.
It was one time,
One time.
and it wasn't that bad. It wasn't horrible.
I'm just checking the weather. Oh, it looks like next week's supposed to be brutal too.
Oh, is it?
Yep. What's up, folks?
Nothing much from me.
Nice.
Now I'm on my phone.
How's your run been, bro? Doing your David Gog challenge.
8 a.m. was the worst one, dude.
He started alive. Because you started last night, right?
Yeah.
So you did one at 8 p.m., midnight, 4 a.m.,
Yeah.
then 8 a.m., huh?
Yeah.
Dang.
And then noon and just barely 4 o'clock.
Have you just you've been trying to sleep at Jace's too, or are you just trying to stay awake for the whole thing?
So we slept last night, in between, and then in between the 4 o'clock and the 8 o'clock one, I slept, and then I had a breakfast date at 9, and then I took a nap between noon and 4, and now I'm here. So I've been sleeping on and off. I'll sleep. We'll sleep pretty hard tonight, and then probably stay awake all of Sunday. Is my plan.
Nice.
Yeah.
You won't sleep that hard because you'll be getting up in the middle of the night to run.
Yeah, you're right. Those 2 hours are going to be dope, though.
Yeah, they are. Watching the fights too, huh?
I'm hoping to. We might go to
Nice.
dinner with your brother, though.
Which brother?
Golden.
Oh, where's that going to be at?
Don't know. Where are you guys going to dinner?
Cool, dude. Give you one guess, and the first one doesn't count.
Maybe we'll meet you there.
Don't tell anybody else. Sick
Okay.
burn.
Okay.
Right on, fella.
What you got to talk about today?
You don't have anything?
I do have something
Oh,
if
let's
you want
have
me to
it.
bring it up.
Whatever you want.
I have a question for you. How do you feel
Mm-hmm.
about the Red Hot Chili Peppers? I realized, I was like, you know what? We haven't alienated any listeners in a while. Let's have at them. And then I checked our views. We definitely have, but I already committed, so.
I think we alienated like 90% of our listeners by taking, what did we take, a year off?
It was a long time, yeah.
So
Several months at a time, yeah.
I don't hate the Red Hot Chili Peppers as much as I let on about in front of a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan. However, I do think they're overrated. And I hate their rabid fans.
Interesting.
About you, how do you feel about the Red Hot Chilies?
I like them.
Yeah?
I wouldn't say I'm a fan. I wouldn't wear their T-shirt,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they got some good songs.
Dude, and I don't know if I think it's just band shirts in general. People who wear band shirts are pretty douchey.
I think there's one exception.
Yeah?
Nirvana shirts.
Nah. Even worse.
I think Nirvana has the most people that aren't actually Nirvana fans
Maybe.
that wear their shirts.
Maybe. And I used to wear band shirts, so I know, you know.
What, with your twin, Joey Ramone? Oh, this is this podcast episode is called Exposing Rocky's Hypocrisy, Aaron.
I thought that was every episode.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
It is.
Oh. Throw the pen that I'm clicking, because it wouldn't be a podcast without it. It's over there. The Tide
Okay,
pen. You're
I'll find
welcome. Oh, here, I'll throw this one just to be safe. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. I just hate rabid. All right, here's the deal. It's bad enough if you're in high school and your entire identity is tied to these bands that you listen to, even though everyone is like that.
Yeah.
But it's really bad when you're
35.
Yeah, 30, 40, 50, and you're still tied in that deep to your band, you know?
I think to illustrate this point, we should play act you meeting a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan. So let's
All right.
pretend I'm a rabid Red Hot Chili Peppers fan.
Okay.
I got their T-shirt on. I'm going to say, hey, man, do you like the chili peppers?
No.
What?
Yeah.
You don't like the chili peppers?
Well, they're exactly the same as Pink Floyd.
How are they the same as Pink Floyd? They're not the same as Pink Floyd.
Yeah, just hear me out. They're overrated, and their rabid fans are the worst people on the planet. Not you, of course, kind sir, with the Red Hot Chili Peppers t-shirt, but all the rest of them.
I think that illustrates an important point.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Most people get a little too tied up into these things they care about, and you can't have an opposing opinion. Yeah. It doesn't matter that much.
It happens with everything. Martial arts. Who's got the better martial arts?
Rocky's wife is in here rolling her eyes. I wish y'all could see, because she's like, that's you!
I only do that with her.
Let me guess. Kyokushin's way better than Kenpo? Mm-hmm. Is Kenpo your martial art?
Yeah.
Dude, only in the way that a guy wearing a Red Hot Chili Peppers t-shirt thinks that they're way better than Pink Floyd.
Hey, man. We just love the chili peppers.
The point that Shadow is illustrating here is we have a guy that works with us. His name, I won't give his name, but he likes the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And my dad really likes Pink Floyd. And said employee says, do you like the Red Hot Chili Peppers? To which I say, no. And he starts, what? Are you kidding me? So I say, look, man, the Red Hot Chili Peppers are basically Pink Floyd in that, but before I could finish my sentence, my dad and the employee both went, what? One was arguing for Pink Floyd, the other one was arguing for Red Hot Chili Peppers.
And they're both like, they can't be compared. And it was like,
how dare you?
We're having the same conversation twice, people.
Yeah. And so then to finish my thought, I said, in that I hate their rabid fans.
Yeah.
But not you two, of course.
Yeah.
Not you two. So.
It made me laugh at work this week.
It was brutal.
And it made me laugh on the podcast today. And it might alienate lots of you.
Yeah. Sorry, folks.
Rocky also feels that way about Nirvana fans.
Rolling Stones fans.
The
worst. Pink Floyd fans, the worst also.
Probably Rolling Stone fans are the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I have too literal of a personality. So I never understood people really love these rock and roll bands that always talk about sex and drugs and rock and roll, you know? But then never did sex, drugs, or rock and roll, you know? That bothered me. And then judged you for doing sex, drugs, and rock and roll, you know? That bothered me.
I can see that.
Yeah. Hypocrisy, man.
Apparently old Mick Jagger is in fantastic shape, according to Joe Rogan. He works out twice a day. Did you know that? He's like 75.
No. He's like 85 at least.
Oh, maybe. You might be right. I just know he's old.
I just know he looks old.
Jamie, can you Google that for us?
What are you doing?
We don't have a Jamie.
Here? Come on, get on your Googler.
Anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about today.
78? Wow, I was way off.
I was way close, bro.
Did their guitarist die, the one that's in Pirates of the Caribbean? Keith Richards? No. Is that the lead singer?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Keith Richards, right? Who's the lead singer? What's the lead singer's name?
Mick Jagger?
Yeah, so Keith Richards is the junky guitarist that was in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Was he really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Come on, man. Pay attention. Him and Johnny Depp are like homies, you know?
Classic. Of course they are.
Speaking of Johnny Depp, bro, he lost his job as Grindelwald because of that freaking lying whore he married.
I've thought a lot about this.
Okay.
One, he got paid up front. So he still got paid. And then didn't have to work.
So the only thing she ruined is the fans. She only ruined the fan experience because now we have to go through 100%. A different Grindelwald. She didn't even hurt him.
However, to that end, I haven't seen him in it yet, but I think that new guy's going to be dope. I really like him.
They say, I've seen him. He's probably the closest match they'll get to Johnny Depp, but why change it? Why do we have to change
I agree. It's foolish.
Especially when he did nothing wrong. It was all 100% her conniving, crazy ass.
Yeah. It really is. It's a punishment to Johnny Depp fans exclusively. Also, did you know
Harry Potter fans?
Did you know she kept her job?
No, she lost it.
No.
In Aquaman?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she kept it.
I'm pretty sure she's out in Aquaman too.
We'll see.
We will see.
Yeah, still in it.
What? I heard she lost it. No, I still don't believe you.
Aquaman 2 filmmakers won't cut Amber Heard from film despite urging of Johnny Depp fans.
How long ago was that article written?
July 30th, 2021. It could have been, but that was right when it was all happening.
Dude. Weird.
Warner Bros. Producer Peter Safran says pure fan pressure isn't a reason to change casting.
Just not for Warner Bros. Apparently, but for Disney it is. Or no, not Disney.
They're both Warner Bros.
Oh, what the shit.
Here's the worst part, dude. I don't think either of them should lose their job.
Dude, and I wasn't like hella stoked about him being Grindelwald by any means. And my sister was butthurt about it, but our sister, I guess.
Oh, was she?
But it really pissed me off. And I don't, it's just irritating.
It's a foolish reason to lose a job for sure.
Yeah, your lying wife. Your lying ex-wife.
Yeah.
Looking
Very
back,
weird.
I wonder if he would have just blasted her,
Hit her?
Yeah, like knowing what he knows now.
Well, you're going to lose your job anyways. It took me a minute to catch up. I got a slow brain, but dang, bro. That's dark.
Heck yeah, bro. What else you want to talk about? Reading old Wim Hof, huh?
Reading the Wim Hof.
You liking it? You're going to start freezing your guts out?
Maybe.
Cool, dude.
Seems like it's good for you. Who knows?
There's
It's interesting. He quotes a lot of science in his book. A lot of data. He submits himself to a lot of scientific testing.
I have heard one study that shows that overexposure to cold temperatures causes, that memory disease.
Yeah, Alzheimer's.
Or correlates to Alzheimer's. I don't think they know if it causes it, but
I only brought that up because I was impressed. He is hell-bent on not being a cult leader, and I appreciate that about him.
yeah.
He's like, look, I want this to be as scientific as possible. This helped me. I believe in it, but I don't want you to freaking,
Sure.
Jump off a bridge with me
Take
and
my word for it. Yeah.
drink the Kool-Aid and go visit a starship,
Yeah.
the Starship Enterprise or whatever that guy did.
It
It was that comet.
Hale Bob. No, Haley's Comet.
Haley's Comet.
I can't remember what the name of the ship was, but
I'm calling it the Starship Enterprise.
okay. Sounds good.
So I appreciate
I
that.
do.
And he emphasizes that strongly in his book. This is not a cult.
I know he's like more into the breathing. Like he thinks the breathing's more important than the cold. But I've tried like the cold showers and I really like the guy. He does have he's easy to like, so. But I just struggle with the cold showers especially on a cold day,
I have found that actually ice baths are easier than cold showers.
Where do you get an ice bath at?
Like jumping in the river.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You're just in the water. Where in the cold shower, it's like, I can just turn this to hot or I can step out. Like,
yeah.
It's I don't have the brain control for it.
Yeah.
So that's just my experience, though.
Interesting.
I want to get a ice bath of some kind here, but I don't really know how to go about that.
Well, should we talk about the topic of the day?
Yeah, sure. I have nothing else to report on.
The fear-mongering topic of the day.
I have nothing else to report on. My legs hurt, but other than that, I'm chilling.
You don't want to talk about Russia?
Let's do it. Russia. Let's dive in. Tell us about Russia, Ukraine, Rocky. Tell us what happened out there.
Russia invaded Ukraine.
Shocking.
It's amazing. Oh, I won't get into that, but it blows my mind that we're still buying their oil, you know? It also blows my mind that we're still cutting production of our own oil. And I went to a rally, a pro-Ukraine rally in Salt Lake with my friends from karate. I went because they specifically asked me to. He specifically asked me to. And there was a lot of we need, sell us Patriot missiles. And it was we need your Patriot missiles, so I don't know if they wanted us to sell them to Ukraine or if they wanted us to deliver them on our own, But I feel like I'd be down to sell them Patriot missiles, but I don't want to be the delivery system for Patriot missiles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
However, I do think we should be crushing the ruble right now, and we're not. We should be doing everything we can to cut oil from Russia.
I heard the ruble was...
It's already shot,
yeah.
But still, we got it. It's based... They have so much oil in their economy, it doesn't matter what the ruble does. We need to stop. We need to cut all ties. And it's like 7% of our oil buying comes from Russia. So we wouldn't affect it that much, but we should be doing everything in our power to, why is Germany and everyone so reliant on
Russian oil
when we can produce just as much, And sure, it's easier for them to get it through pipelines from Russia, but for now, we could be shipping oil to Europe,
I found this to be very interesting. Hopefully I can find it.
While you're looking, I also looked up a list of... So as people who don't want to go to war in Russia, we should be looking at every option to stop what Russia's doing. And if the government won't do it, we need to take matters into our own hands, right?
Sure.
And we should be taking matters into our own hands anyways. But I looked it up. There's a list of oil companies that use Russian oil. BP, being British Petroleum, is the highest foreign investor in Russian oil. They own like 19% of one of their pipelines or something. But they are stepping away. They're actually British Petroleum. What? British Petroleum is stepping away from Russian oil to the tune of like half of BP's reserves. They're going to cut ties with.
Wow.
So, good job, BP. But there's still Chevron, still buys Russian oil. They have like these other corporations, like they're an umbrella corporation that has a bunch of Russian corporations underneath them. So we should not be fueling up at any Chevron station. There's Shell is the same way. Shell buys Russian oil. We should not be fueling up at any Shell station. And there was one other. Do you remember what it was? Was it Exxon? I think it was Exxon Mobil. And you can look these lists up. I found it on, what's that? Qatari news organization.
The Onion?
No. Qatar. The country Qatar. Qatar.
Oh, Qatar.
It's Qatar, but most people recognize it as Qatar.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
So that was like the douchiest thing I've ever said on this podcast, so feel free to punch me later.
Or will.
But Al Jazeera. I found an article on Al Jazeera about it, but every article I've read since has pretty much said the same thing, and a lot of the sites just quote the Al Jazeera article. They backed it up with, reasonable research, but we should not be buying Russian gas if we can't. If the government won't stop, we can stop. Any company in the U.S. buying Russian gas, even if it's only 9% of what they buy, should know. Oh, we should not be buying any gas from these companies.
So here's I found what I was looking for from Twitter of all places. If you need another reason to like Elon Musk, listen to this tweet. Hate to say it, but we need to increase oil and gas output immediately. Extraordinary times demand extraordinary measures. Obviously, this would negatively affect Tesla, but sustainable energy solutions simply cannot react instantaneously to make up for Russian oil and gas exports. There it is.
Bingo.
Just
bango.
plain and simple. We need to be freaking exporting oil and filling in this market so people don't have to buy from Russia.
Yeah.
We have the capability. We have the option. But
yeah. And if
nobody
you live
listens to
in
us.
Utah, Wyoming, and Idaho, Maverick sells American gas.
And they're dope.
Nah, they're all right. But I love Holiday, and I won't go to another Holiday. They're all Chevron or
I thought they were
Exxon.
Phillips 66.
Some of them are Phillips 66. The one in Orem's a Chevron, though. The one in Santa Quinn's a Chevron.
I mean, you're a Holiday man.
If you don't want your kids to be on the Russian planes dying in freezing cold temperatures because our president is stupid enough to invade Russia in the winter, stop buying Russian gas, And I'm not trying to hurt the Russian people, but the more we hurt the Russian economy, the more likely Russia will be to the Russian people will be to revolt against the monster that's leading the country.
Vladdy Daddy. We call him Vladdy Daddy.
And it's crazy to me, like, I don't want to go to war with Russia by any means. Not over Ukraine. Ukraine seems to be handling it. They're doing what they should be doing. But I'm not siding with Putin. Like a lot of weird people seem to be like, Putin, he's fighting the New World Order. No, he's fighting one version of the New World Order in order to create his own. Like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, but not Putin. He's never your friend. The guy's a psycho. Dude, he's specifically said his two Russian heroes are Peter the Great, which is pretty bad, but then his next one is Stalin, bro. Like, what? What? You're going to say that out loud in a country that was,
murdered by
yeah,
Stalin?
My gosh.
Also, he's not even going to pick Lenin, who at least sounds better on paper.
Yeah, killed far less people, just paved the way for Stalin to murder everyone, but still, crazy. Still murdered tons of people.
Still a monster. Oh, but yeah, but he just is a more culturally accepted monster.
Lenin was a legit ideologue, though. Like, he did have one mistress, but like his wife and his mistress were friends. And
he was a legit ideologue in that he believed in communism.
Yeah, he wasn't. Change. Whereas, like in Russia in that day, and it's probably still the same today. It's just quieter, but the heads of the party like all had a bunch of women. They'd like disappear to Sochi to have orgies with all these,
sure,
crazy stuff that they would do. But not Lenin. Lenin was I'm a simple man. These two chicks will do me. But compared to like Russia in the day,
sure,
or not Russia, but the elites in Russia in the day. And I don't want to.
The aristocracy in Russia.
Yeah.
And they called it something else under communism, but it was an aristocracy.
But at least, Lenin had ideals that Stalin was just like, bah, kill you. Oh, you're my friend? I'll wait to kill you later.
Stalin was the strong man that saw opportunity.
Yeah, Stalin was a nightmare. So that's a weird thing.
Vladdy Daddy loves him.
That's a weird reaction to me, is this whole, Russia's fighting on the right side. Like, no, no, that's not what Russia does. That's not what Putin does, you know? It's like, no, they're...
Yeah.
And there's like rumors of they've already got camps built for Ukrainians who won't fall in line. It's almost like that's what Russians do.
It's almost like you took a page out of
we know how to handle
Stalin's
dissidents.
book.
Trust me. We've done this before, you know?
For hundreds of years.
No, well, yeah, technically. I don't know. Have you heard have you read the second part of the Gulag Archipelago?
No, I'm working on it.
I think it's actually in the first part though, where he compares and contrasts like the prisons between the czarist prisons between the Soviet prisons.
Yeah, I do think I remember that.
And he talks about
they still had them.
Yeah,
still had labor camps.
But I guarantee there's probably more people in prison in the U.S. than there is
now?
in Russia right now.
Yeah, there are 100%.
But the czarist prisons were like. It's weird the way Russia.
There are reported 100% more. I'm not convinced because
right.
The United States prison system also has more than China.
The other question is it per capita too?
Yeah, per capita.
So I don't know because it's interesting. Like the Russian people, like traditionally, like every family in Russia would like send a prisoner a gift in prison. And maybe it wasn't every family in Russia, but like every prisoner would get a gift in prison. And like, it was like a really interesting the way that the prisons were they seemed to be more humane, and they were savages. Don't get me wrong, but they seemed to be more humane. Whereas like the Soviets were putting people outside in Siberia.
If I remember right, I think a lot of those humane prison reforms were under Catherine the Great, I think.
Well, I choose to believe that Catherine the Great was the greatest Russian monarch only because I've seen The Great.
Fair enough. I can't argue with that.
Kidding. I do love that show, but
they take some liberties with it, though.
That's what I hear. But back to the Ukrainian rally I went to.
Yeah.
I do love the way, like, Russians definitely protest the way I think that people should protest. In that, or Ukrainians, I guess I should say, sorry. In that they had, like, there was one guy just yelling profanities in Ukrainian, and everyone would laugh. And I'd always be like, what's he saying? And they'd be like, oh, I can't repeat it. I'm like, what? Then everyone would just laugh at him. And then this real serious guy gets up and starts speaking. I think he was a rep from the UN. I don't know. But he was talking about how important the UN is in this situation, which I was just like, okay, retard. Like, you mean the UN where Russia's the president of the Security Council? Okay. Yeah. Thanks, man. Anyways, but he's up there talking, and this guy walks behind him with this sign that says, Putin has a small penis, and everyone just stops and starts clapping for this sign guy. They clapped the whole time it took him to walk behind the guy like 50 yards. It was awesome, bro. I'm like,
so you like Ukrainian protests because you're a child.
These are my kind of people. Aaron would have been humiliated if I was holding that sign.
Yeah.
You don't care? Really?
What? But wasn't it you that said in counter protest, why don't you take that Bible and shove it up your ass?
Yeah.
As we were leaving conference.
See?
And then your excuse was he wanted me to say it and I wanted to say it. We both got what we wanted.
I think it's her German side does not like my Ukrainian side.
Well, I'm glad that the Ukrainians keep you entertained, bro.
It was dope, and it was funny, you know. The guy that invited me never says, like, 4 words to me. Like, we're pretty good friends, but, like, we don't have long conversations.
Sure.
You know? He's the strong, silent type. And he got up and spoke for, like, half an hour in Ukrainian.
In Ukrainian?
Yeah, and he speaks really good English, so I don't think it's a language barrier, but He just doesn't talk, but he's feeling the Ukraine thing.
Good on him.
Which he actually got lucky because his parents came to the U.S. to help with their baby, and then this popped off. They can't go back. So they're here, but I guess his in-laws are still.
In Ukraine?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so.
That's rough, man.
Yep.
Prayers for Ukraine.
Actually, dude, I thought his wife was Russian, so maybe I'm up in the night. But I know his in-laws are still over there, but kind of interesting.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. What else you got?
I don't know. Did you have anything else?
No.
Wasn't there something else going on that we needed to talk about?
I can only imagine. Probably.
I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff they're covering up with this whole Russia crisis.
Oh, I actually had a question. Dude, have you heard that they faked a bunch of their war heroes already? Ukraine did?
Yeah. Dude, but come on, man. Look at who they're fighting. Like Russia's not lying, you know?
Oh,
I mean,
for sure. Yeah.
And it's like people are so upset about it, and I'm like, who cares? Like, what did it hurt? You know, the ghost of Kyiv. I guess they made that up, and it's like, yeah, I fell for it. It was cool, but I'm not pissed. You know, it's like that's what countries do in Russia. And I'm not saying it's right, but it's just like to be expected.
Propaganda is a part of war.
And they made that up with the whole.
We actually get the opportunity to know that it's propaganda now, which is neat.
Yeah.
I'm here for that. That's cool.
Yeah, and I guess they made up the 13 men on the island. I guess they did say F you to the Russian warship, but they didn't get killed. But it's like, they could have been killed, though. I mean, you know, it was still a courageous thing to do. I mean, that thing was loaded for bear, and they're like, F you, bro. You know, they took their chance, you know. I don't know.
That story cracks me up, bro. And they're like, we actually found him alive on the island, so I don't know. Maybe we lied.
I guess I should be clear, too, that they don't know if the ghost of Kyiv is a lie either.
Oh, interesting.
And that's the thing. Like, Russia's super dope at, like, misinformation, too. You know, it's like, how do
they wrote the novel, bro.
Yeah, how do you know
who to on misinformation
for
sure.
On. Like, oh, sure, I'm sure the Ukrainians picked up some misinformation tips from their cousins, the Russians. Shocking, you know, but they're still dealing with Russia. Come on, man. It's just so weird how mad people are about it. They're just bitter. I'm like, why do you care? They're trying to boost morale for their own people. They're trying to bring people in, like the whole.
Also, you know who's the king of that kind of propaganda?
Britain.
America.
Yeah, but have you heard about like Britain trying to get America into the World War II, and why there's so many British actors and why British people always look super smart on TV and stuff?
No,
like. You gotta admit, you love British actors, huh?
Yeah, 100%.
For sure.
Yeah,
that's like a whole ploy by the British government. Started in World War II, trying to get the U.S. into the war, and then continued after the war,
just in case.
Yeah, like we'll make sure that when we start getting bombed, like we were in World War II, America's gonna be like, you can't bomb the kid that plays Spider-Man. They're bombing the kid that plays Spider-Man, you know? It's like a whole thing. Like there's a bunch of... It was a whole thing set up by MI6, and it's turned... I don't think MI6 still runs it, but they started production companies, and they just let them take off, too, where they only hire British...
Interesting.
You know? Which, you know...
It is
what it is, you know, and I'm sure the U.S. does the same thing, you know. I don't know, not this presidency, but I'm sure competent presidents do it, you know.
Yeah,
just saying.
Got him.
But long story short, I don't want to go to war with Russia. Not ideal.
I really don't want to go to war with Russia,
but I do want to make sure the Ukrainians have all the tools they need to fight it, and I do want to go to economic war with Russia, you know?
Yeah, there's two ways I super don't want to die.
Mm-hmm.
Nuclear holocaust and in the Russian winter.
Yeah, I'd go for a nuclear holocaust.
It's fast.
Yeah, die with your family.
Yeah, maybe.
Who's going to miss you, you know? They're all dead too.
Yeah, there's something to that.
It's
But I definitely don't
Yeah.
want to die in
Siberia.
Russia in the
Hell
winter.
no. Yeah. Hell no.
I don't want to die invading Moscow.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not here for that.
Yeah. But funny story about that.
I don't even want to die invading Kiev.
Kiev. So
I can never remember.
in Russian, it's Kiev. In Ukrainian, it's Kiev. So when the Soviets took over Ukraine, they said, no, it's Kiev now on the world stage. So anyone who says Kiev is forwarding Russian propaganda from the USSR. Also, it used to, when I was a kid, we called it
But the ghost of Kiev?
Yeah. When I was a kid, they called it the Ukraine because when Russia took it over, they called it the Ukraine
Interesting.
in order to take away more of Ukraine's identity, national identity. I vacation in the Ukraine. In Crimea, in the Ukraine. That's where I have my vacation house.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They're smart. They're
Yeah.
propagandists over there.
For sure.
Yeah, they're propagandists over here
But
too.
stop buying into it. Call it Kiev, Not talking to you, but to everyone in general. Call it Kiev. Anyways, funny story about about nuclear holocaust.
I don't think that sentence has ever been said.
Oh, it's a good one though. We're driving home from dinner the other night, and my son, he's got some anxiety issues. He's 9 years old, and the topic of Russia comes up, and we're talking about it, and we can just hear him getting more fidgety about
Worked
it.
up. Sure.
And with my other son, he's very logical. So when he's scared of stuff, I go into every scenario, we talk about it, and he's good. He
He can think of
thought it through. So I start doing the same thing with this son, going into every scenario, being straightforward and honest with him, and all of a sudden I hear, "I'm gonna throw up." I have to pull over on the freeway. He gets out and pukes because I scared him so bad with all my honesty of what could possibly happen. Because I'm a dope dad. So he was a little scared before, and then I got him into puke territory with my trying to make him feel better.
Unbelievable, dude.
It was awesome. I'm a good dad.
Trying to help him work
Yeah.
through some stuff, and here we are.
Well, let's think about it. I mean, what's worse could happen? Maybe, Russia will probably, if they shot a nuke, maybe they'd probably hit Salt Lake, and it won't be a big deal. But they could miss, maybe they'll hit Payson. I don't know. But we'll all go together, and Heavenly Father's there, and we'll be on the other side. It'll be all good. I'm going to throw up. Oh. That tactic doesn't work for you. Sorry.
I have to lie to you
Yeah.
and tell you that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
To be fair, he's 9.
Yeah, because I think the other son just has a wild imagination, and when you tell him the truth, he's already thought of like 800 worse things that could happen. And this guy just gets scared. So
Well, good. I'm glad that went that way for you.
yeah,
That's dope.
you learn something new every day.
Poor guy. Poor guy. What else you got, bro?
I don't know, bro.
Me
What else
neither.
you got?
Nothing. I got to go get ready to run again.
Dang, bro.
Hour and a half. I'm running again.
Want to take a nap or just run it again?
Just run again.
So you've ran
24 miles.
24, and you're going for, is it 50 by the end?
48.
48.
By the end.
Oh, 48.
48 and 48.
48.
Yeah.
Well, good on you, bro. I do envy you. That's a pretty impressive thing to.
No, it just means
I
I'm
didn't
gonna
even
be
want to try it.
I'm gonna be hurting at work.
In fact, I went to the gym today, looked at reels for an hour in the parking lot, left.
Oh, you're the
That's
exercise god out here, dude.
That's how my day went. So
Wow, that's brutal, dude.
yeah. Aaron loves when I do that. I probably do that once every 3 months.
It's irritating. I made jam. Whole bunch of jam.
Look at her. She's staying effective today, and you're on reels on your phone for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did get a good response on Rocky the Chicken on my Instagram.
That was funny.
Very popular story.
Yeah.
It's on my Instagram. You guys can look it up. Anybody that listens has probably already heard it.
It's a good story, folks.
Got a
Go
good
look it
reaction,
up.
though.
Sure.
I was pleased.
No, Kevin and Brady Two Dope haven't heard it, bro.
Who's Kevin? Brady Two Dope definitely has.
Who's Kevin? We met him at Kevin's Chicken. He's our number one fan, bro.
Our number one fan. I forgot.
Shouted him out several times. What is your problem, dude? Letting the fans down?
I have stupid brain, bro. I ran 24 miles in the
Kevin's
last
sitting
24
in
hours.
his crane with his Red Hot Chili Pepper shirt on. Like, I'm never listening to these jackasses again.
Do you want me to tell it again, then?
Sorry, Kev.
Canale will also appreciate hearing it. He doesn't have Instagram. Here's what happened.
What happened?
We were running today, this afternoon. Mile 22 out of 24. It was our 6th leg. We get to the end. I run past this house. This lady goes, "What's up, Rocky?" And I immediately just assume she mistook me for my brother. I turn and wave, "Hey, how you doing?" And she goes, "How are you, weirdo?" Looks up. She's talking to this chicken, dude. Rocky the chicken.
That's awesome, bro.
It was brutal.
It was a good story.
And I looked like an absolute fool.
Nice.
Mostly she did, though, I think. Who talks to their chickens, bro?
My kids, dude.
Yeah, but are there people jogging right behind your house? I guess there could be.
Sometimes.
There were kids. This was a full-grown lady. I don't know. It was just weird.
All right, man. What are we at?
45.
We better get what?
45.
We better get so you can go run. All right,
Yeah.
folks.
All right, folks. Have a great week.
Do what you can to stay out of war with Russia. Did you already shut it off?
No.
Dang.
Stay out of war with Russia, folks. And have a great week.
Don't
God
buy
bless
Russian
y'all.
oil.
God bless y'all. Go to Maverick. This podcast was produced by Danite Studios, a subsidiary of Danite Holdings.